hanger on the trigger. I got the bead set behind the shoulder. At this point, he's a nice 4x4. I got probably about like I'm guessing an 8-inch spread on him. Pretty nice little buck. And I just couldn't pull the trigger on him. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was I wasn't comfortable with the shot or what it was, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on him. I didn't pull the trigger on him. That buck got away that day. And this last past season, when I seen him, every time I seen him, he was about 120, 130 yards away from me. The first season I seen him, he was always 40 yards or 100 yards with me, and I figured, last year I hunted strictly with a muzzleloader. Last year I hunted just with my Thompson Center Thunderhawk, which I don't have anymore. But last year, the whole time I was hunting him with a muzzleloader, he was staying just out of muzzleloader range. And the year before that, when I was hunting with a shotgun, he was staying just out of shotgun range. But hopefully this year he's not going to be out of range. That's why the main reason I got the rifle. I said if I see him this year, I want to put him down. Mainly the rifle was bought just for that buck, and I'm not saying I'm not going to shoot some more deer with it or some foxes or whatever, but mainly this is the only reason I bought this gun, because I knew if I see him this year, I want to put him down. But last year, whenever I seen him, he was just a big, a nice heavy set 12 point. The only thing I could see of him last year was his tail flicking the wind and this wide set rack, and it just killed me knowing that there was a chance that someone else might get that deer before I do. But if I see him this year, I'm planning to put him down. I'd really like to get him with my bow, but if that doesn't happen, I got to trade it for him. Now, if anybody's wondering the proper name for this rifle, I got it from Academy Sports, and the guy there said this is one of the most popular rifles that they sell. They get a lot of these in. You can get these in 3 different calibers, 7 mag or 7 MO8, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I got this in 243, and they also have it 53. Now, I picked 243 simply for the reason because 243. A lot of people say it is a predator hunting gun, and in most cases, it's the most used one is predator hunting gun. My dad personally is more on my real father, and I'm not gonna go into subject about that because it kind of makes me mad. But he hunts with 308, and I told him, I said, that a 243 isn't anything but a nickname of 308. Oh no, it's not. Look it up online. 243 is nothing but a little bit less powerful than 308. That's all it is. And whenever you shoot these 100-grain bullets, any brand, you get right behind the shoulder, they're not going to go far. 243. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up online. 243 is one of the most popular deer hunting rounds of all time. And the reason I picked this because like I said, 7 mag, whatever. 223. You can kill deer with it, but I wouldn't recommend it as a good deer hunting caliber. Shots under 100 yards, yeah. I mean, if you got a small child or something, you're gonna have a 243, but you got 223. Shoot you some heavy grain bullets out of it, and it'd be good, but you want to get them shooting that gun real good because you gotta make a good shot with 223. I mean, a 243, you can afford a little bit and make it high up or far back, but you really want to hit it right behind that shoulder. Or in most cases, I'll be honest with you, if I had the doe come out to me about 30, 40 yards, I'd probably just crack her right in the head and go ahead and get her over with in the tracking involved. And I gotta put this back on that. I just realized. There we go. Alright. But like I'm saying is, it was the place that I got the hunt rifle with. I mean, like I might have said earlier, I was intending just to hunt with my shotgun or bow back there, but the guy standing over here has got a stand, put it back there, and he hunts rifle and bow back there, and it has his property and stuff, so he says it's okay for me to hunt right there. But his stand is so close back this way and it's facing that way that I can't really get out here to the side of him because I'm going to be so close to him that we're basically going to be hunting in the same tree. So the reason I set right behind the house is because I'm hoping that the deer are going to come from that way. If he shoots, they're probably going to scatter this way because there's another hunter back on that side. So we're kind of us three just pushing the deer around. So I'm going to try to get there with my bow, and then like y'all seen, that field goes way far back. And that's why I picked the 243s, because this property and the other, I didn't know I was going to hunt rifle on this property, but the other property, there is houses in the way, there is companies in the way. I mean, they're not like 100 yards. They're a good mile off or so. But I don't want a high-powered rifle, a real high-powered rifle where I've got to worry about that round blowing through a tree and going in somebody's window and hitting somebody and injuring somebody's family member or killing somebody's family member. I don't worry about that. So I picked 243 because I know if a deer comes out and that deer stops in front of a tree, I shoot that deer through the lungs, and that bullet hits that tree. It's not going to go through it. Even if it's a small tree, it's going to slow it down dramatically, or it's soft lead too, so it's probably just going to tear that lead up. And if you're shooting a high power like a 30-ounce stick or something, it's going to take a bit more to stop that bullet than what it would to 243. but anyways, now enough about that. Let's talk about the gun, right? Now, whenever I decided to to buy me a rifle, I was looking at a lot of different guns, and I was checking out a bunch of different stuff. And I'm gonna tell you which made me go with this. You know, a lot of people will spend a lot of money on a bow or a gun, and I'm personally not one of the people. You know, if you're familiar with Ike's Outdoors, you know they've done things on hunting on a budget, and that's kind of what I do. I hunt on a budget myself. You know, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a bow. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a tree stand. I look for equipment that works and that's cheap. I'm not gonna go spend $500 on a bow, $600 on a rifle. If you're familiar with the TC Venture, very nice rifle, but I would never spend that kind of money on a gun. $200 for this T43, and you know, I've seen T43s go for high prices and low prices, and this is probably one of the most affordable brand spanking new T43s you can buy. I mean, I was looking at different calibers. I was looking at 223 there for a little bit. I was looking at T43, and I was looking at 270 and 30-ounce 6. And like I said, I already told you the reason why I decided to go with the T43. But I mean, like I said, you know, I looked at a bunch of different rifles. I looked at this one. I looked at the Stalker rifle, which that's by CVA. And I was thinking about getting one of those because they're only like $175, but by the time I made up my mind to go and get one for sure, they had already jacked the price up to like $200 something, and I was like, nah, I'm good on that, because it doesn't even come with a scope, and this one came with a scope. I was looking at the Stephen Model 200, I think it was, and you know, I mean, it's like $300-400 gun, but you know, it's worth it, because if you get it in certain cases, it comes with the rifle scope on there. It's a bolt action, and bolt action is one of the best action rifles you can get. Personally, I love single shots. If you've seen my shooting and my shotgun videos, that's a single shot. All my guns are single shot. The reason why I like single shot, I don't know. I like the feeling of just breaking down that gun like that and putting the shell in. And plus, you know, with single shot, that deer comes out or a turkey comes out, you got to make that one shot count. And you know, it makes you really take your time and study harder on making that good shot. And personally, I can say that in going on soon, let's see. Soon be 11 years of me hunting, I have never had to shoot any game that I've hunted more than one time. I've always made a one-shot kill on anything that I've killed. Other than that, actually, I have had to shoot squirrels a couple of times, but that was hunting with a light-powered L gun, an air gun. But shooting with a shotgun, 22, I've never had to shoot more than one time. You know, I was looking at a bunch of different rifles and couldn't really decide which one I wanted to go with. And I looked up online, and everybody's shooting Rossi, T23 Rossi, T43. I see little kids shooting them. I see big kids shooting them. I see adults shooting them. And I look it up on the academy, and it's like it comes with a couple different. You know, you can get it in a couple different calibers and stuff. Like I told you, 3 calibers you can get it in. The CVA Stalker, you can get that in a lot of different calibers. Because like I said, that jacked the price point, and it doesn't come with a scope. Hunting on a budget, I wanted a rifle that was cheap. And that is reliable, and you know that's what this is. I got it for a good price, got it brand new, got it with a scope. Only thing I had to do, and still got to do, is just get it set in and put me a sling on it. I already put this piece on the back of it, and I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready when deer season rifle season gets here. And if I see Big Papa this year, you best believe he's going down and he's going on my wall. But I mean, I seen everybody on there shooting this gun and stuff, and I was like, you know, that looks like a real good gun. And I went to Academy and I picked it up, and I was looking at Mark's Outdoors. And guys, if y'all are looking at this video, whenever somebody comes into y'all's shop and buys a rifle, how about you take it down offline so nobody has to drive all the way out there to go buy that gun, and then somebody find out you sold the gun. But they had the same gun on there, but it was with black stock and black foregrip and a bigger scope. The thing was a loophole on there, and they wanted, you know, it was something for new, used. And I went there to the academy, and I told the guy, I said, hey, let me take a look at one of those. That was the first time I seen these guns. I said, let me take one of those Rossi youth rifles. And he handed it to me. He broke it down and handed it to me like this. And it was a T23. I was looking at it. And I said, it's pretty nice. And you know, just a 3x9x40 scope. The other one I think was a 5x. I don't remember what it was. But it was bigger scope. And I told him, I said, that was the reason I wanted to get that one, because it was a bigger scope. But they sold it, and I came back a week or so if you got a small child, like a son or a daughter or whatever, and you want to get them hunting, this is a good gun. We got a family that came up last year from South Carolina to visit right during Thanksgiving, which is during deer season, during rifle season. So if they were to come up here and want to go hunt with me, this is the rifle they can shoot. It's my female cousin and younger cousin too. And he's a little small guy, so he can't really handle it on a big rifle. But this is something they can shoot. Like I said, I shoot 30-inch draw. I can shoot this gun pretty much a-okay. But it's a good gun. 243 is a good caliber, and what I found about this gun that I like, I personally like the fact that this gun has iron sights on the gun too. A lot of the guns you buy, they do not have iron sights on them. And the reason why I like that, why that was a bonus for this gun, is because we've all been there when you're hunting a rifle. You're setting up your stand, you lean your gun against a tree, it falls, your scope's knocked off. If you don't have iron sights on your gun, or you don't have a bore sight with you, your hunt's going to be over. But I like the fact that if I was to drop this gun out of a tree or the scope got knocked off somehow, I could just undo these two little screws here, take off my scope, and then shoot iron sights. And yeah, my range is going to dramatically decrease, but my hunt's not going to be over. If my scope gets messed up, if it gets broken or something like that, and I'm out camping, because anymore whenever I go hunting, I'm set up camping. My area that I used to hunt is like 30-something, 40 miles down the road. So whenever it used to be, it was like 2 miles away, I would just literally hop in the truck and get somebody to drive me over there. But now it's that far. People got to go to work. People got things they got to do. Nobody has time to drive me off back there and then come get me later on that day. So when I go now, I go camping. And it's 40 degrees outside whenever I go camping. So needless to say, I'm used to the cold weather. But luckily for me, I'm raised in a family that's always let me hunt by myself. My granddad let me hunt by myself when I was real young, and it's just like, you go out there, you shoot yourself, you learn from your mistakes. And sure enough, I did end up shooting myself one time before, and still got a pellet in my foot to this day from that. Tell you, being shot even with an air gun don't feel too good. If you've ever been shot, it don't feel too good, especially when you're a free bleeder after bleeding all over the dang place. But like I say, I got friends that tell me, they've come down their stand before, and all of a sudden they slipped, and one of those, what do you call it, the screw-in things for the tree stand, you know what I'm talking about, hit the back of their scope and busted the lens out. So, their hunt was over right then and there, even though they were getting out of the stand, but their hunt was over because they busted the lens out of their scope and they didn't have no iron sights. And for me, like I say, if I'm camping and that was happening to me, it's no big. I can take my pocket knife or something like that and unscrew these here and put my scope in my tent or whatever. If I got a receipt on it or whatever, I could get it fixed, go to Gunsmith, get it snipped, or get it exchanged, or just just tear it apart, figure out how it works. And that's what I would do. But then I get my iron sights that I can go hunting with, and that was a big bonus for this gun too. The fact that it's light, it's small, and I personally love a smaller, shorter barrel like myself, and the reason being is because the area I hunt in is some areas it's real thick, and you can't see 20 and 30 yards from you, and whenever you're trying to swing a rifle, you might be hitting that barrel on the limbs or whatever, and there's some places I hunt where you stand up on top of a hill or you stand in a flat area and you can see, good 300 or 400 yards off in front of you, but that's why I like the shorter barrel, and there was a lot of reasons that I decided to go with this gun. I'm really a wood man. I like the wood